As usual, there's a lot of great new stuff heading to Netflix in April, and we've cherry-picked the best of the best out of the streaming giant's list of upcoming releases. From apocalyptic horror to quirky indie comedies, here are the best Netflix releases for April 2019. Based on the 1960s Japanese show, Ultraman is an updated take on the giant robot warrior hero, changing the style from live action to gorgeous 3D that'll no doubt offer plenty of opportunity to showcase Ultraman's ambitious storylines. The Netflix show takes its story from a manga that began in 2011, which introduces the son of the original Ultraman taking up the mantle of the hero to defend the Earth. Remember how each episode of the original series climaxed with a giant monster fight that threatened to destroy towns, cities, and sometimes even entire stretches of empty woodland? It'll be a lot like that, but instead of rubber suits and miniatures, Netflix's Ultraman will be action on a cosmic scale.
Ultraman is here!
Glad to hear it. My wish was heard, I guess.
Ultraman transforms on Netflix on April 1st. The first part of the chilling adventures of Sabrina was one of the most anticipated new Netflix shows of October 2018. Starring Kiernan Shipka as the half-witch Sabrina Spellman, the show quickly dove into some dark corners of Sabrina's world. The second part of the chilling adventures of Sabrina is bound to offer just as much intrigue, and if the latest trailer is any indication, it's going even darker than the first part. Get set to be bewitched on April 5th. Through eye-opening documentaries like The Living Planet, Life, and Planet Earth, the BBC has introduced the natural world to millions, all of it accompanied by the distinctive narration of David Attenborough.
Very impressive, but no one is watching.
With Our Planet, the team that created BBC's Planet Earth is set to deliver another breathtaking glimpse into the wild world that most people never get a chance to see, and David Attenborough is back as the narrator to guide us through it all. If you're a fan of nature documentaries, make sure you tune in for Our Planet on April 5th. In its first 2 seasons, Netflix's period series/documentary Roman Empire didn't exactly blow anyone away with its historical accuracy. It's composed of a strange, sometimes jarring mashup of History Channel-style documentary, talking heads and all, mixed with dramatic reenactments. But while the mix of history and drama isn't for everyone, there's no doubt that Roman Empire is entertaining. The third season will focus on Emperor Caligula and is sure to offer plenty for fans to enjoy. Travel back in time when Caligula the Mad Emperor debuts on April 5th. The acting team of Brie Larson and Samuel L. Jackson may seem like a recent development, but the two have actually shared plenty of screen time over the years. After appearing together in Kong Skull Island, Jackson signed up for a role in Larson's directorial debut, Unicorn Store. The film is about a middle-aged woman who's going through a personal crisis when a mysterious man invites her to a unicorn store, or something. Although it was released in 2017, Unicorn Store fell off the radar after its premiere at the Toronto International Film Festival. Fortunately, the store didn't close its doors for good, because Netflix later picked up the distribution rights. Take a look and figure out what's what when Unicorn Store opens on April 5th. Netflix's upcoming You vs. Wild is sort of a mashup of Man vs. Wild and Black Mirror Bandersnatch, which offered a modern-day update on the choose-your-own-adventure story format. In Bandersnatch, viewers were presented with options that dictated where the story went. So picture that, but with you getting to decide if Bear Grylls jumps off a waterfall or uses an old tree to climb down or whatever.
Of what once was the top of the tree, last few limbs work quite well.
It's aimed at the younger audience, but if Netflix can pull it off, You vs. Wild could easily shape up to be a lot of fun for people of all ages. Take the leap on April 10th. Say what you will about zombies, but they just won't stay dead. Black Summer is posed to be the next big zombie series on the small screen, taking audiences back to the opening days of a zombie apocalypse. Set to be a spin-off to sci-fi's zombie show Z Nation, Black Summer has a lot of potential for fans of the genre. Basically, it's the same apocalypse, but with different characters. Take a look when Black Summer arrives on April 11th. Based on the 2015 novel, The Silence probably has a familiar premise to anyone who's seen A Quiet Place. A group of people are trying to stay alive in a world infested by monsters who hunt by sound. But surface similarities aside, there are a lot of new ideas in The Silence that are going to make it worth watching. The story centers on a young woman, played by Sabrina's Kiernan Shipka, who winds up on the wrong side of a gang of cultists. Check it out on April 12th. Set in Istanbul, The Protector is about a man who gains mystical powers through a magical shirt and becomes the protector of the city. But as the opening shot explains,
this is no fairy tale.
The first 10-episode season of The Protector dropped in December 2018 to positive reviews, which was good news for Netflix, since they'd already ordered a second season of the show. Look for that to hit on April 26th. Out of all the myths that have sprung up over the years about famous musicians, the story of blues musician Robert Johnson meeting the devil at a Mississippi crossroads is one of the most fascinating. As the legend goes, Johnson took his guitar and went out to the crossroads at midnight, where the devil tuned his guitar for him and gave him the bluesiest skills in the country in exchange for his soul. Obviously, that's all just a myth, but Netflix's upcoming remastered Devil at the Crossroads will dig into the story, as well as the real facts surrounding Johnson's life, death, and music. Look for it on April 26th. For foodies, the Netflix cooking show Chef's Table came in like an 8-course dinner, mouth-watering and satisfying. Now, the creators of Chef's Table are back with an all-new travel and cooking docuseries called Street Food. As the title suggests, the team will tour the globe to focus on the unsung masters of these street-level culinary feasts. Most of the details about the show are still marinating in secrecy, so we'll just have to wait to hear more about how street food will pan out. We do know that you'll be able to dig in when the series debuts on Netflix on April 26th. Fans of the supernatural will definitely have the most to look forward to this April. In addition to continuing series like The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina and The Protector, Netflix will be debuting an all-new supernatural horror show called Chambers. Although Netflix hasn't released many details for Chambers yet, the premise is intriguing. After a girl undergoes a heart transplant, her personality takes a dark turn. She comes to find out that she's manifesting the characteristics of her heart's donor. It's a plot so original we've never seen it before. Well, at least since that one time they did it on an episode of Erie, Indiana in 1991.
I think it's my heart. It feels kind of weird.
Take a look when Chambers premieres sometime in April. Keep your eyes peeled for 2 new stand-up comedy specials this month. First, we'll be graced with yet another Kevin Hart special in Irresponsible, debuting on April 2nd. At the end of the month, you'll be able to laugh at the dry comedy and Anthony Jeselnik Fire in the Maternity Ward. Look for that on April 30th. That does it for the best Netflix originals landing in April 2019. So let's turn to the other great movies you can look forward to next month. Netflix's list of new action films is slim, but it's full of winners. On the first, look for Snatch, I Am Legend, and Valkyrie, a World War II action thriller starring Tom Cruise as the Nazi colonel who led an assassination plot against Hitler. Also, don't miss the cult sci-fi action extravaganza The Fifth Element. We'll put it this way, if you've never seen it, you have no idea what you're missing.
Hi. Unbelievable!
You'll also get slashers galore in April with Freddy vs. Jason, Friday the 13th, and Texas Chainsaw 3D. While most of Netflix's films are arriving in a single dump on the first, the drama section will be spread out over the course of the month. Tune in for classics like All the President's Men and Bonnie and Clyde on March 1st, followed by The Hateful Eight, the extended version on April 25th, because the 3-hour theatrical version just wasn't long enough. There are even a few gems hiding in Netflix's comedy releases for April. If you haven't seen 2001's Evolution, that's definitely worth a watch, if for no other reason than to see what this bit is all about. And of course, you can't go wrong with Pineapple Express, the blockbuster comedy from Judd Apatow about a group of stoners who get in way over their head after witnessing a murder. Look for both of those on the first of the month. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Looper videos about your favorite movies are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.